Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Natasha Bray. I'm a success mastery coach, healer, and mentor to women in business who want to unlock something I call the ultimate up level. And this is where we up level emotionally, financially, and spiritually for true success in our lives and in our businesses. One of the key ways I do this is help women heal their success saboteurs in my program, the Ultimate Uplevel Academy. And that's what I'm going to be talking about with Lucie today. So, big welcome to Lucie Ponsford. Lucie has had incredible results, incredible transformation through her all of the work really that she's put into healing herself and working through the academy and exploding her business as a result. And she's going to be sharing more with you today about her experience and the lessons that have come from her experience of being in the academy. Now, Lucie is an incredible garden designer and writer, and I'm just going to hand you over to Lucie now to tell you a little bit more about her and what she does. Over to you, Lucie.
Oh, thank you very much, and a lovely introduction. Yeah, and I think my world has been exploded and my potential has been released. And I am a garden designer in Oxfordshire, and I write about horticulture. And also, I suppose, a little bit about my journey as well, which has been a wonderful experience of life, the awe and wonder, and also the low points as well. So I have been able to channel so much of my life experience into the potential for creating a business that is so powerful, so generous, so all-encompassing, and enables me to deliver the best of myself. And that has been through Natasha's course, and I am such an advocate for what she does and how she's liberated me. I tell all my friends and family, and I'm always trying to point people towards her sort of showcase of what she does. It's transformative.
Oh, thank you, Lucy. One of you've achieved some incredible success. You are a very talented woman, and that is success you deserve. But one of the big reasons I wanted to interview you also is to share your gifts with the world, but also to show women that you don't just have to be a coach to become more successful in business as a woman. I think that's such a key thing that a lot of people think you have to be a coach, you have to be selling like really high price coaching packages. And I want to show everyone that you can have a successful business as a woman, whatever business it is that you run. And you are like the embodiment of that. So thank you so much for coming on today and agreeing to share your story with everyone. Um, First of all, I think what would be really great is could you tell us a little bit about where you and your business was kind of before you decided to join the academy?
Yeah, absolutely. And I absolutely agree that you do not need to be a coach. But I did have that impression in the first instance. So when I came to you, I've been running my business for 6 years, and I I had a successful business, although it was hard to see through all the murk that is being a woman, being a mother of 2 children, juggling lots, feeling, unworthy on some level of what I charged, or really owning, taking possession of what is a great business in the industry. And so, I had £10,000 months, but they'd come with peaks and troughs of, 0 months as well, where I'd sort of burnt out, lost flow, lost conviction, and maybe had a run-in with a bad client, maybe, all of the saboteurs that we did within the academy were most definitely there to see. And I'd had some serious personal drama, divorce, and quite an acrimonious one, and obviously that was with children involved. So it had been a very difficult trajectory, that 6-year progress, but my business was still there and flourishing, even in the dull light of my enthusiasm for it. So I had got to the point where I was thinking I might just throw the towel in. I'm exhausted. There was the love for this business. I kept meeting with clients that were always pushing boundaries and making me feel depleted. And that is a very common story for women generally. I know business owners too, but we do such a lot of juggling, and we always do want to put our families first. So, you know, where does the compromise come? It comes with working through the night. It comes with, you know, over delivering, overcompensating, and letting those boundaries blur. So it got to the point where I had to make a decision: was I going to go for it, or was I going to change? And I have always known that I've got the potential to do something big, something amazing. I'm creatively very bold and very happy to put myself in risky situations. But unfortunately, those can be as destructive as they can be positive. And I needed the refocus that your courses gave me to enable me to actually see where I can use that skill set to push me forward, to make money, to show other women how to be progressive and expansive, and to not cut ourselves down and destroy ourselves, basically, because that power works both ways.
Yeah, that's so important to point that out. And so I think, yeah, a lot of women will resonate, you know, with feeling in that place. And I remember also resonating with that, and also actually realizing, well, wow, if I can still achieve this with all this crap that is going on and sabotaging myself and holding myself back, like, what can I achieve if that crap's out of the way? And I actually feel good about myself. So it's so almost like you had that similar moment of realization that actually I can achieve so much more than this if all this stuff is not holding me back.
I do think we, you know, because of your course, not on my own, I couldn't do it on my own, but because of your course, I was able to see the wealth in the wound, the reward in the wound, the potential of all that I'd gone through that actually made most things now, like, you know, run of the mill, you know, having difficult conversations with clients, asking for money, you know, standing up for your rights. I'd done all that, you know, at an extreme level and survived. And so there really wasn't any reason why I shouldn't now put all that positive energy into my business. But I did need a check on that. I needed to be able to sit down, self-study, apply myself. And I loved the self-study of the course. I loved the way that I was able to take time when I had time, but also to have that time frame. You know, it's a 6-week turnaround. It focuses your mind. I invest in myself. What I think is fascinating about us as business people, especially business women, we do not think we can invest in the business. We can spend this on the business. We can spend that, but we don't think about investing in ourselves, our biggest business assets, and expanding that that container, ourselves, to be the best we can be by, you know, going and looking at what it is that we are undermining in ourselves daily. It has been the best investment in my business. I have, excelled because of taking that time, listening to myself through your questions, and allowing myself to forgive as well, forgive a lot of, you know, stuff that's gone.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. I think if you don't mind, could you share a little bit about sort of financially where were things then, and what happened when you then started the healing of the success saboteurs?
Yeah, so I think what was really interesting is I was in that classic position of paying for childcare, paying for the children's stuff, and really feeling like the pot was empty, seriously empty. You know, I'd earn £3,000 profit and that'd be gone. That'd be gone, and it would feel painful. And each sale was like, oh God, it's in the bank, it's there, and it's not like that anymore. I think what I really felt with the change was it took some time. The first months I felt I was obsessing about money, and to the point where I couldn't grab hold of it. I couldn't keep it. And actually I wanted it also desperately. I was so committed to it so desperately that actually I was pushing it away. And I think you have to go through that stage, you know, in the process. And then you finally do get to a point where a block moves, or something clicks, or you release something, and suddenly the sluice gates open and I started making money. So, I'd make £10,000 regularly, and then 20,000, and I've just had an £80,000 month, just shy of 100k because of COVID, and just taking 10 out of, taking 10 for myself, because I will get there. I'm not worried or obsessed about whether I can fit it into a 30-day period in the same way. But and I know that there's so much more potential. I mean, I currently live in my partner's house. We have 2 children, and that is a major motivator. We will be buying a very large, delicious home that I will be paying for, and I will be retiring my spouse. So these are my ambitions, and they feel real and full of potential. If you'd asked me in January, I would have said that would have been my ultimate goal. Yes, sort of, possibly, maybe. But now it's a natural. I'm just waiting to meet that person.
Yeah, amazing. So like, I love that. You, within the academy, grew from a few thousand in profit to regular 5 and multi 5-figure months. And even with time off with COVID, you still had an £80,000 month in your business, which is phenomenal. You actually need £83,333 a month to have £1 million business. I don't know if you'd made that connection.
I didn't know that. Although I absolutely could see the 10 months at 100 and I'd be there. So obviously that I'd simplified the maths a little, taken 2 months.
That's an incredible growth journey that you've been on, like internally, but also that's reflected in your business as well. And just for anyone listening, that has happened in the space of you were in the academy for 6 months, and then within 6 weeks of leaving the academy. So you had that growth during, but also after as well. And why do you think that is?
I mean, I really have loosed off so many things that were holding me back, and I really don't have limitations that say that isn't me. Now it just feels like my success is inevitable. The success of my team, so I'm now a team of 6 as well, has meant that I can expand beyond myself. And I think that came out through the academy, that that sense of we can be more than the sum of our own parts, but we do have to make those leaps and make those own the trust again. Because I think with things that don't fall into place, with negative experiences, you lose trust and faith in yourself and the universe, in your business, and you need to rebuild that. And I don't believe you can do that on your own, because you just get a bit lost in the mire with it. And with the best will in the world, you can pile back the bricks, but you just need those foundations to be so super solid, and that comes with your emotional well-being and doing the work. And I think when you are an entrepreneur, you are so happy to do the work that doing it yourself is a luxury, and also something that when applied to is such a liberator. It changes your world. So I feel like that was a gift for me.
Totally, and that trust thing is so important when hiring, but also, like I say, it's trust in the universe, and that's something we go into in the imposter success saboteur. But what I'd love to do is talk to you about like the journey you went on through each of the different success saboteurs. And the one that you started with was the hustler success saboteur, the one that makes us feel like we're working really hard, but we're not really quite always seeing the reflection of that in our businesses. And the hustler, the one that says we don't get to have it all.
Yeah.
So I'd love it if you could share a little bit about your experience of, if you can remember back that far, working through that and how that brought about some changes for you.
I really do think the first one you start on is the momentous change, because they're on some level they're all going to the same sort of secret places within yourself, aren't they? Your childhood and those difficult times. I really found it quite shocking how simple my sort of origin issues were, and it was all about being a redhead. I couldn't actually believe it. It was because I was bullied at school for a long time, and my self-worth got fully wrapped up in my boyfriends, which was such a stupid thing. Like, at 41, here I am going, oh my God, all these problems are caused because, I was a ginge in the playground, and then I put all my trust and faith in blokes to carry me through. And, obviously there was a succession of bad choices. And it's because I'm a passionate, loving person, and I wanted, family, and I wanted it. I wanted what women traditionally feel they're worthy of. And all that came tumbling down and didn't work out. I now do have just such a wonderful family life and a wonderful family. And I'm really grateful I can see it as well. And actually, that very first sort of hustler sort of view made me realize that's worth just missing now. I can forgive and forget. And actually, I think a lot of people have been bullied in their childhood, would actually say it gives them amazing resilience. And there's lots of things I can see that are a compliment, but it was quite nice just to take the time and just go, oh yeah, actually that's made me go certain routes along, but it is no longer valid. It really isn't. So yeah, and boundary setting was crucial in the hustler. And also the consciousness around money. I think it's so fascinating to really, create a love affair with the energy that is money, to embrace it and welcome it. And I feel that actually I can do so many things with pure love. I was fawning before I started this course. I was, chasing, I was thinking that money was something other, something negative, something to be ashamed of having if you could, and then, give it away as quickly as possible. So it's been a wonderful exploration of so many things. You can't almost compress it into a couple of sentences, but that's why I've given you a couple more.
There is a lot that happens in that time, isn't there? We work through healing 4 different success saboteurs, and each week is highly transformational in itself. And what were the biggest changes, would you say, happened in you, like as who you are and how you feel about you?
I'm just so much more accepting. I do love myself now. I really didn't understand those phrases, love yourself, or, love others, you love yourself first in order to love others, but if you cannot accept yourself, you cannot accept anybody else. It seems glib, you have to do it, you have to experience it. I am really at ease with all that I've achieved, been through, and I just feel like I have masses to offer now. I am ready to offer it. I'm confident, so confident in my design skills, in a way that, I'd always be self-deprecating, and maybe I could do this better. I needed that skill or that course or that level of something or other, and I don't. I can do things if I want to, and I can expand, and I do expand regularly because I enjoy that expansion and change. And I'm a change maker, and I'm really grateful that I had the opportunity to hold the mirror up and see that I can be one of the change makers in our sort of feminine revolution.
I love that. It's definitely a feminine revolution, isn't it? What I really love is something you referred to earlier, where women get to actually be breadwinners, and we get to buy the security that our family needs and retire our partners. It's just phenomenal. Like, even 20 years ago, were women ever given this opportunity to, it's just mind blowing, isn't it? And it's definitely a revolution of women for sure.
I think what I love so much about it as well is that these are stories I did not come from a wealthy background. I was lower middle class. I went to a comprehensive school. I just did the things, but I can lift my family out of, a cycle of just hard work and, on the edge all the time. And I can show other women that it's available. Yes, you have to make your commitments to the cause. And I think the course allows you to give your business the focus it deserves. It is a manifestation of you, and it deserves a complete commitment. And when you do that, you get the rewards. You do.
Yeah, absolutely. Not just give your business what it deserves, but give you what you deserve too.
Yeah. I still struggle with that a little bit. I've been buying myself a few things and just going, these are celebration things, and there's still a few blocks where I could spend tens of thousands on the business, but actually buying myself a new gold bracelet or whatever it is, and I'm like, right, this is happening. Yeah, no, this is exciting.
Yes, and it's that healing through action then that we talk about. We do all the internal healing, but then we have to take the action that also brings that healing into the physical reality. And the more you buy yourself those things, the less uncomfortable it will start to feel. It's new, it's getting used to something different. What about what the next one you did was the overgiver? You mentioned a couple of those things there, how we heal the people pleasing side of things, and learn to put better boundaries in. How has that changed your life and your business?
Yeah, this is fundamental for someone that was bullied and basically appeased the world in order to survive. And I made best friends with the bullies and all the rest of it, dated them, that kind of thing. It was insane when you track it back. I'm in the position where I just feel so confident in what I'm doing. And actually, if it comes down to it and people are pushing boundaries, and I recognize that I think I do have great empathy for people. I'm interested to see their motivation. So I will not dismiss, my clients are important to me, but at the same time, we've got procedures and policies in place that help me structure the business. And ultimately, they give me clear guidance on what I can and can't deliver. And it has transformed the better the clients I have, often the higher the ticket is ultimately, and also the more respect I have from them that I can deliver and I'm great at what I do. So I think that there is so much that needs to be worked through as to where you place your pricing and to how much is expected of you. And then you can please people because you are pleased to be doing the work and you are getting a fair remuneration for the work that you're doing. And ultimately, you're not promising all sorts of extra things that a client doesn't even want. I think it's so difficult to see through the quagmire when you've started a grassroots business and it is about client one-to-one service. Ultimately you get led by the client such a lot. So it's about sitting down and considering what it is. And that comes through it. What's amazing, it comes through a passage of your own emotional learning through the decades. It's quite, bonkers.
Yeah, I think that was really a good point you made there about not giving all sorts of things that they don't even need, because it's almost like we overgive to prove ourselves and to secure the
and they don't want it. And I think the thing is that then you get into this terrible cycle of going, well, actually, I've given you more, and they're like, well, you didn't give us what we thought we wanted, and we want this now. And so I think it's a fascinating reality check that you're bringing a lot of the burdens from the past into your present relationships. Basically, you can loose them off as well. They can be let go.
And what about healing the imposter then? So this is what we call the intuition and innovation experience in the academy. How did that change things for you?
I just loved the passage of these for me. I think they really worked. I mean, I think sometimes, you know, it doesn't always in the real time slot into you progressing. Basically, sometimes it can be really hard and you don't actually know what you're doing, and you're just writing things and it feels a bit sort of fake, or it doesn't quite marry up as other ones have really resonated and really changed the way you think. But actually, the intuition and innovation is divine gifts. And I think that we are, as women, all goddesses in our businesses. This has been the most, I suppose, liberating part of the course, because I feel very happy talking about spirituality, garden design, connection with the universe, you know, nature's language. It is the stuff that drove me into horticulture, because it's all around us. And what I love about it is that I can now channel my decisions for my business through my intuition, and I do not have the vulnerability that means I need to ring my mother who doesn't know anything about business, or I need to ring, you know, my friend, or ask my work colleague who's, you know, who's being paid by me, or even refer to my partner who, you know, love him, but he, you know, is a farmer. So he's not running my business. And I think the gift of being able to connect with your deeper self is the gift that started you in the business in the first instance. And now you're able to go and refer and have a conference call with your intuitive self, and actually make the decisions you need to on the moment. And I've been so intuitive. So we expanded quickly. I've taken on the right people quickly. I also headhunted and managed to intuitively connect and get that key team member that I needed for the construction side of the business. Everything that I've allowed myself to intuitively sink into is working wonderfully. And obviously I can fall off that a little bit every now and then, but it is a channel for the best decision making that you can ever have in your business. Is just to rely, you have all the answers within you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like you say, and you mentioned there, we give a lot of power away to other people who actually don't really know much about our industry or our business or how business runs. And like you say, it's the whole point of intuition and innovation and healing this imposter is to be able to trust ourselves more, trust our decisions, access our inner coach, which is our best coach, as I say, and really have a business driven from spiritual guidance, I guess, which for myself and for all of our lovely UA ladies has been so powerful for them, and for you too, which is incredible. And finally, the outcast saboteur was the last one, which is all about you know, being able to be more authentically visible. How has that changed things for you?
Yeah, so this one is just the key. I mean, this is why I say I love the way the modules work for me, particularly, because this is the one that sort of allows you to now just go and be that person. I think what was great is each section gave us a little bit of an expansion into the world. It wasn't just, you know, how can you be more visible? It was like, how can you become playing on the international stage? You know, what are those key things that can actually, you know, hyperdrive your business? And, you know, sometimes these ideas seem so obvious, but until they're introduced to you, you don't connect with them. And so, you know, I'm still working on this section of it, and I think I always will be, and all of them, in fact. But this one is, you know, taking time for me, you know, getting, feeling that I can be visible, knowing that I am worthy of being seen in my industry. And I'm taking, I'm doing Society of Garden Designers registration at the moment, literally at the moment, which is all about how to become one of the, you know, within the biggest most reputable society within the country and probably the world, really. So that would be a fantastic platform for me as a garden designer, and hopefully lead into the opportunities that I know I'm capable of. I've done a show garden, I'd like to do another show garden. We'd like to go for that slightly elusive gold that we got a silver. Yeah, that was in a time when I didn't feel worthy like I feel now, and I didn't. And also the focus that comes with worthiness is such a lovely thing. So yeah, I am ready to be seen. I'm happy to come and talk to you in situations like this. And I want to share my light with the world. I feel worthy of sharing it. It's so yeah, onwards and upwards.
Yes. I know, like, obviously visibility is such a big thing for lots of women, especially. And obviously the more we're seen, the more we can sell our services. So how have things sort of changed in regards to how you sell, do you think?
Yeah, so we've done, I had little blocks about mailing lists and, silly things like that. Visually, we're now on all our advertisements. I'm a redhead. It works in my favor now. People recognize me, and that is as an ironic cyclical thing that's come out of this. We're offering courses, and I'm there at the front of that. People buy people. They buy my enthusiasm for the subject, my creative flair and energy and passion, and by being more visible on social media and also through my mailing list, regular updates, I'm connecting with people. Each time we do a push, we get sales. It's just a rule of statistics, I think, as much as anything, but it is a part of being visible. Can't be bought if you're not visible.
Yes. Oh, you might get the odd person that finds you randomly.
Yeah.
Build what is going to be a 7-figure business for you on just hoping people find you without being visible. Yeah.
I think this is it, actually. I think if I, I had some lovely marketing, I still use the marketing I had before, but it never had my face on it. And now I'm being more conscientious about what my output is, and also selling myself, because I don't have to sell my soul, I just have to sell, that I moved to Ponsford and I love gardening and I can transform your garden. It is literally that simple, and people want to hear it. It's great.
You don't have to sell your soul to sell yourself.
No, exactly. And women do feel that, don't they? We do. We feel like there's something icky about selling and earning loads of money and hustling and all the rest of it. It becomes, we see, yeah. It's a lovely experience to allow yourself to be successful.
Yes, I love that. And how did things sort of change? Because obviously your business changed quite dramatically, which is amazing to see. And I love your hair. I love the color of your hair, and it's really great that you're owning that. And actually, it's something that's turned into something that you were sadly bullied about, and now being like a key, unique piece of you that helps you stand out and magnetize people to working with you. I really love how, the message behind that for anyone listening to this as well. And can you share a little bit more about how things might have transformed in your relationships, like, family, everyday life relationships outside of business?
I mean, there's so much that's happened, there's quite a lot of personal things that have happened that have shifted as a result of me just feeling worthy, that, aren't necessarily for here, but I have been able to loose some of the traumas, and even in the co-parenting relationship that I still have to work through, everything has shifted for the better. My partnership now with my loving Harry is so wonderful. I mean, I wouldn't say that we don't argue or don't have discussions anymore, because I am trying to support him through his money blocks and mental, limitations that I have expanded beyond. So there are moments where he's kicking and screaming on that, but it ultimately has come down to the fact that he has faith, my family have faith, my children have faith in me and our potential to rise above, you know, just the day-to-day that can grind you down, basically. And I have been able to take time and enjoy my family, because when you do run a business, if you are in that negative cycle, and if the money is, you know, peaks and troughs, the stress of that is very depleting, and it does transfer to your family. You can't help, you know, I can't play with you now, darling, because I need to deal with this client that's given me an ode of trauma. You know, those things are loosening, if not completely disappearing from my life. And I think I am just aware, I am more present in everything, in myself and in my family. And we have lovely holidays and times away that I can pay for, and there's going to be more of those, you know. Yeah, it's a good life. It relates to all things, and I feel like I can do my business, my home life, my extended family life with love and integrity, where before I might be just a bit overstretched, to say the least.
For sharing that. Yeah, I really love that. That's beautiful. And yeah, it's, you know, when we transform ourselves, it impacts every area of our lives, not just our businesses. And just, yeah, just reflecting really on what you've shared. And, you know, you haven't just done this for you, you've done this for your family, but also to show, you know, you've got a team now where you're supporting other women and helping them support their families. Like, the ripple effect of your decision to heal yourself has been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, it's just really inspirational.
Well, it is thanks to you. I'm going to let a bit of the fawning coming back in. But no, I could not have sat down and processed all this. Yes, I applied myself. Yes, I worked really hard. Yes, I had a good business. Yes, I am, you know, continuing to strive and apply myself to my business. And yes, I work on it every single day. So without a doubt, you know, I can take credit for what I have achieved. But my wonderful team are expanding and exploding into what is potential for them too. You know, they are living better, more contented lives, because we're working in a business that actually isn't about grinding away and missing out on kids' experiences. Or you know, we've got flexible working. You know, I really can see their talents and skill set and use it where it's best placed. You know, I've managed to pay my foreman the most money he's ever had to have a consistent job in our business, creating beautiful gardens. I mean, he literally can transform his life and his family's life now, and they can buy the house they want to with the mortgage they want. You know, it is a liberating, it is a generous thing, it is something that expands beyond you. And I think what I'm so grateful for is that when you do get to that stage, actually it feels less on you as well, because, you know, the business has taken on what you've allowed it to take on, which is a greater purpose, a greater joy-giving purpose as well. You know, we transform gardens. I love the fact that we literally are in the business of manifesting. You know, we're in the business of creating something from nothing. But I can see that lovely parallel with everything that I've learned and achieved through your wonderful transformatory course. So I think, yeah, it's a gift to many and goes far beyond me.
Thank you for sharing that. And for anyone who might be listening and thinking about joining the academy, what advice would you give them?
I mean, just don't even think about it. Just do it. You've really got to do it. I mean, like, this is amazing, because you can do this too. I think this is what I say to everybody. You know, do not feel triggered. Feel empowered. This is your moment. You can totally own all this success and expand beyond anything. And there are lovely supportive tips for passive income and for, you know, just upgrading the signature services you provide, and you will have time to really clarify your business, your self-worth. There is just, it's a no-brainer. Please do it.
Thank you for sharing that. It's a no-brainer. I like that. I do think it's a no-brainer. It's a gift I think every woman should have, is the gift of healing. Because it does, it's not just for us, it's for all women, it's far beyond us. And for anyone who wants to find out more about you, Lucie, and your incredible garden design and garden courses you have, where can they find out more?
Yeah, so we're on Facebook at Mimosa Design, and we have the website, which is mimosagardendesign.com. And we have an Instagram account as well, Mimosa Design and Mimosa Garden Design Showcase. It didn't come out quite so smoothly. I've just updated it. But anyway, the point is, we are present, we are viewable on social media, and yeah, we like transforming gardens. So we look forward to doing that for more people.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure lots of people will be heading over to check out what you do. And for anyone who likes the sound of the Ultimate Uplevel Academy, you can find out more information on my website, natashabray.com, or on the link below this video. Just reach out if you have any questions. Thank you, Lucie. Thank you for watching. That's it from us for now. Bye for now.